Hi guys, hope you're all well. This is Ulas. Today we'll be studying the axillary artery and its branches. Okay guys, let's get started. Guys, what do you mean by an artery? Artery is a blood vessel which carries the blood away from the heart, isn't it? What do we mean by axillary? Axillary means that it is present in axilla. Axilla is the armpit. Okay, that was in general. Guys, the anatomical definition of the axillary artery is the continuation of subclavian artery from the outer border of first rib till the lower border of teres major muscle. Okay, the origin of axillary artery is from the outer border of first rib, and the termination is at the lower border of teres major. Okay, let's see how that happens. See here, guys. This here is a representation of the cervical vertebra, the first thoracic vertebra, the first rib, the clavicle and the scapula, and the humerus bone, and it is also showing the sternum. Okay guys, see here, this here is the cervical vertebra, okay, and the T1 which I have written here is the first thoracic vertebra, and something like this forming a heart shape now, that is the first ribs on both sides. Okay, then there is the sternum is the vertical bone, isn't it? So manubrium sterni, sternal angle, then the body of sternum. Ziphus sternum will also be there. I haven't represented it here. See here guys, okay, that happened now. You got the orientation. See guys, this here is the clavicle anteriorly, and this here is the scapula posteriorly. Which part of scapula? Superior border of scapula. What is this region, guys? Can you tell me what is this region? We studied that few classes ago. What was it? Bounded anteriorly by the clavicle, medially by the outer border of first rib, posteriorly by the scapula. That was the cervico-axillary canal, or the apex of the axilla, isn't it? So why is it called cervico-axillary canal? Because the structures of the neck enter and the thorax too enter the axilla through the apex, isn't it? So we'll be seeing that now. I'll be drawing two very interesting muscles here, guys. Those are the scalenus anterior and scalenus medius muscles. What is the origin of the attachment of the scalenus anterior muscle? See guys, this is the cervical vertebra now. Cervical vertebra will have a body, a foramen, the transverse processes. Then transverse process will have foramen transverse cerium. Then it will have a spine behind, isn't it? Not all typical cervical vertebra. What is those holes for? The foramen transverse cerium in the transverse processes. That is for the vertebral arteries. Arteries go inside that and supply the brain. So that we'll be studying in head and neck. There is a very interesting concept related to it. It's called the subclavian steal syndrome. It's a very interesting concept. I will be studying that soon. Okay, the same foramen, this transverse process will be there now. It will have anterior tubercles. See, this is the transverse process. It will have an anterior tubercle and a posterior tubercle. So anterior tubercles of the vertebra C2 to C6, they C3 to C6 also, according to some references, they are giving attachment for the scalenus anterior muscle, like this, guys. See here. See, the scalenus anterior muscle is coming from, see, this was C7 now, C7, C6, C6, C5, C4, C3, yeah. These muscles come and attach to the scalene tubercle, which is present on the superior surface of the basically superior surface of the first rib. So they come and attach there. Okay, then there is the scalenus. See guys, anterior tubercle gave for scalenus anterior. Now what will be the posterior tubercle giving for? It is a scalenus muscle, but it's not scalenus posterior, it's scalenus medius muscle. Okay, the scalenus medius muscle is taking from the posterior tubercle and also attaching to the first rib, the superior surface. Okay, superior border also some people say it. Okay, see guys, can you appreciate it that between the scalenus anterior and the scalenus medius muscles there's something forming here. See here, you can see there's a gap between them now. That is where the structures mainly come from. Okay, Guys, you know that, right? Heart, the one of the main vessels of the heart is the arch of aorta. Aorta, basically, aorta has a arch of aorta. So aorta is giving three branches. Arch of aorta, that is the from the right to the left. I used to remember it as bring cookies and soup from right to left. Bring is the brachiocephalic trunk. Then it is a left common carotid. Then it's the left subclavian, isn't it? We'll be seeing that now. That's a very interesting concept related to it. I'd be happy to teach you as soon as possible, guys. We'll discuss that soon. See here. This is one of the main vessels of the body, the arch of aorta. It is giving out three branches. That which are they? From the right is the brachiocephalic trunk. It will divide into subclavian, right subclavian, and the right common carotid, basically. Then we have the, which is this left common carotid. Then this is the left subclavian. See, this artery, it goes behind the muscle and it enters the axilla over the first rib. It enters the axilla. Okay, got it, guys? Got it now? So the subclavian arteries are entering the axilla, going over the first rib. If it is going over the first rib only na, outer border ke baad it will become the axillary artery. Then they become the axillary artery. They are entering axilla. Okay. See here, muscles come. The scalenus, they are between the scalenus anterior and scalenus medius muscles. Guys, there is see, veins usually accompany arteries, not always, but usually. So there is one vein here, which is that vein. That is the subclavian vein. Can you see here? This, the subclavian vein does not go with the artery in that region, because the subclavian vein goes anteriorly to it. See, vein is anterior to the artery in subclavian artery, anterior to the scalenus anterior muscle. The phrenic nerve goes between them. We'll be studying that soon. Okay, those were the concepts, guys. You got an idea? There is a thorax, vessels coming over the first rib to the cervico-axillary canal. Got it na? See, artery wahan to end nahi hoga. It will go down na, go down, 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 down. Why down? Because it is supplying the arm. Okay. Then there is an interesting muscle of the chest here, which is this muscle from the 3, 4, 5 ribs going to the coracoid process. That is called the pectoralis minor muscle, isn't it? Pectoralis minor muscle. So the artery is going behind the pectoralis minor. See what the anatomists did was, for their convenience, they divided the artery into three parts here. From the first rib to the pectoralis minor muscle, they called it the first part. Okay. Then behind the pectoralis minor muscle, they called it the second part. Then behind, below that, they called it the third part. Till the lower border of teres major muscle. Okay, that was the parts of subclavian artery. Now we'll be studying the branches of it. Scalenus anterior muscle similarly divides the subclavian artery too. Guys, one of my favorite teachers in anatomy taught me this mnemonic. That is the salt spa. Okay, sab kuch bhul jao, forget everything what you're doing now. Imagine that you are in a spa. Aram se bete ho, you are sleeping. There is Himalayan salt everywhere. Very yellow color lights, wooden framework. Imagine just bas so rahe ho udhar. Okay, guys, imagine that wahan so ke you are thinking about the axillary artery. Got it now? So you are thinking about the axillary artery. So salt spa is the mnemonic for it. How is it? See here. Dekho, this is the, I'm dividing it to three parts. Kyun? Because axillary artery has three parts. Okay. The interesting thing, one of the fun fact about it is, the first part gives 1 branches, second part gives 2 branches, third part gives 3 branches in axillary artery. Like now, the first part is giving 1 branch. Now, for convenience, guys, see here, T ko just remember T. Okay, T represents thoracic. Okay. Then it is common for S, A and L. Okay. Yeah, guys, what is S? S is for superior. T is common now, so superior. S is for superior. T is common. T for thoracic. Superior thoracic artery. Where did we study that? We studied that in the blood supply to the pectoral region. That is given. Superior thoracic artery is also supplying the pectoral region. That is given by the first part of the axillary artery. What is A? A is the acromiothoracic artery. Acromiothoracic artery. Where did we study that? A few classes ago we studied that. We'll revise again. What is L? L is the lateral. Lateral क्या? T is common. So lateral thoracic artery. अभी देखना guys, where did we study this acromiothoracic artery? See, acromiothoracic artery को ABCD लिख देना. ABCD, you are writing ABCD for acromiothoracic artery. What is A? A is the acromial branch. That is one of the main arteries which is giving 4 branches. Acromial branch, acromiothoracic, so obviously it will supply acromia. So acromial branch is also called acromio branch. Okay. Then there is breast. This is where we studied that, isn't it? Breast is also called as pectoral branch. That is giving a branch to the pectoralis major muscle. We studied that now. Pectoralis major muscle is supplied by its own artery, so it can be used for the cosmetic graft, isn't it? Then there is C. C is the clavicular branch. It is giving to the clavicle. Clavicle is a bone, but it also needs nutrition, so it is given. Then D is the deltoid. Deltoid branch. Okay, deltoid muscle ke liye. Then there is SPA. What is SPA? Guys, my teacher used to teach me like this. What is P and A? Remember this as Pacha and Acha. Okay, Pacha and Acha. What is Pacha? Pacha is the posterior circumflex humeral artery. Why posterior? Because it is behind. Why circumflex? Because it is going around. Why humeral? Because it is around the humerus. Why artery? It is carrying blood away from the heart. Okay. Then what is Acha? Acha is anterior circumflex humeral artery. What is S? S is the subscapular artery. That is a very interesting artery. We'll be studying that again when we are studying the scapular anastomosis. Okay now guys, branches of the arteries, axillary artery are clear now. Okay, we'll be revising this once more. Okay, see here guys, this is a diagrammatic representation of what we have discussed till now. Outer border first rib, subclavian artery becoming axillary artery. Then there is pectoralis minor. Pectoralis minor के behind क्या है? Second part. Then there is going to the axilla. Then to the we'll be discussing that now. See first part से क्या आया? First part से जो आया था, it was the superior thoracic artery, isn't it? Superior thoracic artery वो था ना. Then the second part से क्या आता है? Acromiothoracic artery. Acromiothoracic artery gives out 4 branches: the acromial branch, the pectoral branch, then the clavicular branch, then the deltoid branch. Okay. Then one more artery we studied that. What was it? That was the lateral thoracic artery. Lateral thoracic artery is well developed in female. Why? Because that is giving the blood supply to the breast. Okay. Usually breast is present in females. Abhi dekhna. That was the second part. What was the third part giving? Third part was giving Pacha, which is going behind the humerus, and Acha. They both are anastomosing here. Anastomosing kya? Join. Okay. Circuit bana rahe. Then there was the subscapular artery. Subscapular artery is one of the very interesting arteries. We'll be studying that. Abhi dekhna, guys, what muscle is this? This is the teres major. Below the lower border of teres major, the axillary artery becomes the brachial artery. So this branch is there na, the subscapular artery. It is going behind the teres major muscle. Or what is it doing there? See, it is giving a circumflex branch, circumflex scapular artery that is involved in the scapular anastomosis. It's one of the very interesting concepts. We'll be studying that soon. And see here, the artery is coming now. It is also giving a branch called thoracodorsal artery. That goes to the inferior angle of scapula. Okay, it ends there. Guys, see here, ये पचा और अच्छा में interesting concept है. देखना, पचा और अच्छा are going around the humerus ना. Is it the shaft of humerus? No, the neck. Which neck? The surgical neck. The humerus has 3 necks. We'll be discussing that soon. The surgical neck के around जा रहा है ना. Surgical neck of the humerus is one of the common sites of fracture. So if it gets fractured there, it can damage the arteries. क्योंकि bone का ends तो sharp होगा if they break. So if it damages the arteries, it can cause blood loss or hemorrhage. That is one of the important things. Then there is also axillary nerve in the surgical neck of humerus that can also get damaged. We'll be studying that soon. See here. This for the clinical significances. Axillary pulse. Axillary pulse क्यों? Because it is an artery. It will obviously have pulse. So you are palpating it around the lateral border of axilla. Lateral border of axilla. You are palpating it. So you will find the pulse there, I am feeling mine. Okay, what is the importance, guys? Imagine that the heart chal nahi raha, or there is a proximal damage to the subclavian arteries near its origin. कोई stab wound है, do you think you will get the axillary pulse? अगर blood ही नहीं जा रहा because of its damage, then you won't be able to appreciate the pulse. That is the importance. And the thing is, imagine I tried suicide attempt, या फिर I got an injury here anywhere, and I'm losing blood. So one of the main arteries supplying the upper limb is the axillary artery. So if I press the axillary artery near the site of pulsation, then if I occlude it strongly enough, my blood loss can be controlled. That is one of the importance. Then there is aneurysm. Guys, do you know that why do we call the medial cord, lateral cord and posterior cord of brachial plexus? That is because they are present around the second part of axillary artery. Where is the second part? It is behind the pectoralis minor muscle. Okay, उनके around है. The pectoralis minor muscle के medial है medial cord. The second part of axillary artery के medial part में है medial cord, posterior part में है posterior cord, lateral part में है lateral cord. They are very closely associated. The brachial plexus. So अगर imagine that what is aneurysm? Aneurysm is the localized dilatation, abnormal dilatation of the artery. Artery ऐसा होना चाहिए था, but ये swell हो गया. If the cords around it can press the cords, yes, isn't it? So if it presses the cords, there will be manifestations regarding it. Pain भी हो सकता है, loss of function भी हो सकता है. See here, guys. ये diagram देखा था ना हमने. See this. There are cords of brachial plexus. Brachial plexus कहाँ से आता है? C5 to T1 ना. So it is coming like this, isn't it? So they are forming brachial plexus and they are going around the artery only. Okay, they will be very closely associated. So it can compress on those roots, trunks, branches, cords, isn't it? So it's divided into, the brachial plexus is divided into supraclavicular and infraclavicular. Supraclavicular part is the roots and trunk. The rest is the infraclavicular part. So that was the importance of axillary artery, guys. Okay, if you have any doubts, please post it in the comment section. I'd be happy to answer you. Okay, take care. Bye.